Greetings, everyone, from Washington, D.C. The Wizards playing host to an Eastern Conference affair here at the Verizon Center. The Magic made a special trip here for one game back in Orlando for the next one.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to the Bulls.
And they didn't get any second chance opportunities in that game, or very few of them, I should say. It was one and done. I thought that was the difference in the game.
And when I look at it, Steve, success on the offensive glass to me is about desire. I mean, you need positioning, you need timing, jumping ability, but in there and mix it up. And I just didn't see any of that kind of determination and desire from them.
And Orlando making a change here. Jones is checked in. And the Wizards with possession. It's a three-point game. Just 2 to shoot. Nene. Rebounded by Vucevic.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip. Nikola Vucevic has a basketball pedigree. I mean, it's pretty impressive. His father played professionally in Europe for more than 2 decades, including for the Yugoslavian national team. His mother was a player as well. So you might say his DNA was set up to play the game.
Here's Webster. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game, and blocked. And now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back.
Watch out! Oh, what a throwdown there. Man!
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Beal from long range. Here's Serafin. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Harris. Oladipo dishes to Jones. Hits it from three-point range. And now a 4-point Magic lead. Here's Beal. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Brooklyn.
And when you talk about his scoring, Kevin, I mean, with the defense trying to pressure him, I thought he did a really nice job of getting them to overcommit. And you know, that's how he got himself to the free throw line.
And the jumper is on the mark. Beal's got 5 points so far. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Orlando. Gordon comes in for Tobias Harris. And Ben Gordon is subbed in for Oladipo. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, the Wizards head coach had a couple of moments for me. We talked about the keys in preparing for this game, and he said, well, defense is always our first priority. And while we don't want our shot blockers risking foul trouble, having that backstop does enable our perimeter guys the freedom to play up and aggressive. So, Kevin, pressure D and shot blocking, something to look out for.
Great, Doris. Thank you. It's not too uncommon to have that defensive focus being foremost in the game plan, is it?
Well, that's who they are, Kevin. That's their identity as a ball club. And so every game they start out thinking, let's shut the opponent down.
And not with just any kind of defense, guys. I mean, they want to get up into you, nose-to-nose, aggressive, in-your-face defense. And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yep, +5 in rebounds. That didn't take long.
Humphries with it. Averaging 8 points a game. Shot clock at 5. That shot wide open. And it's 8 points here for Beal.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Jones, that's for 2. Cans the shot from the wing. And the Wizards with possession, coming off that loss against the Nets.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
You know, guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never strung together any stops like they needed to.
And now here comes Jones leading the break. Now here's Harkless. Pierce covering. Excellent D there from Pierce. Plenty of space. Here's Humphries. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
We've got a moment now to see how the Magic are doing in the NBA rankings right now. 7th in blocks, 11th in three-point field goal percentage. And they're in the top half of the league in challenging those shots. The opponent field goal percentage, the top half of the league. Not bad.
And this is a team that really relies on those blocks that you talked about, Clark, because when they're at their best, they're really challenging every shot. They cover up, they close out on jump shooters, and if you penetrate and get to the rim, they've got a host of shot blockers there waiting for you.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Boy, Chris Humphries is clearly not flashy, but he is a worker on and off the court. Has always been a strong rebounder, especially on the offensive glass, and never afraid to get in there and battle. He never shies away from contact. If you want to get physical, he's not backing down.
It's tipped. And so it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. Well, always interesting to check out the first-year stars of the NBA, and on that list are the rookies who have been almost automatic from the field this past month. You look at Jones, leading the league in field goal percentage. He always gets good looks.
And his confidence is just going to keep growing if he continues shooting the ball like he has over the past month.
You know, it's really invaluable for a rookie to have a good stretch of play like that. It can really calm a first-year guy down and allow him to play at a high level.
Great-looking bounce pass to set up that play.
And Humphries, lightly regarded as a defender, but, you know, Steve, I think he made some strides last season.
I agree, Kevin. He blocked shots at a high rate. You know, in the past he's struggled against the quicker power forwards, but he's got the size and strength to deal with the real strong fours around the NBA.
Now here's Webster. Defense right on him. Humphries kicks to Seraphin. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And a brief check of the statistical breakdown for Bradley Beal. His last month of basketball has been fantastic. He's averaging 18 points per game, 5 assists and 5 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
Yeah, how valuable a player he is for them, Steve. Scores are always valuable. He gives them such a reliable option every time they have the ball.
Channing Frye's checked in for Vucevic. Orlando's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Beal against Jones. There's the dish to Gordon. Back to Jones. Beal with the steal. 35 seconds left to play here in the first.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Yeah, it really does allow your offense to flow better. When you can get out and run and get easy opportunities, then everybody gains confidence.
For Orlando, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And for the season, guys, they're about 73% from the line, so kind of a mediocre shooting club.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
To the wing on the left. And Webster kicks to Humphries. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Seraphin. It's hauled in by Frye. Frye's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Now here's Jones from beyond the arc. Shot is no good. Here's Beal. No good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Wizards lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from the Verizon Center.
This Wednesday, February 11th, Jose Calderon and the New York Knicks take on Nikola Vucevic and the Orlando Magic. Hoops action.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second. with an almost entirely new group here. Tobias Harris is checked in for Fry. Gordon comes in for Maurice Harkless. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Luke Ridenour. And Jones subbed in for Payton. Wall and Beal together in the backcourt. Pierce out there with Humphries. And it's Serafin in at the 5. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Wizards trail by 5. Wall up top, defended by Jones. And yes, sir, that one drops. And that's now 9 points for Wall.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. And he's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Shot from 6. Rejected by Wall. Beal against Oladipo. Now here's Serafin. He's guarded closely. Beal's shot is good. And here's Jones. He's got 11. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. Taking a look at Washington. They're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season. And, of course, the Magic, just a couple spots back.
Well, I think for Washington, they've just confounded their hometown fans. I mean, this was not a team that was supposed to be on the bottom looking up.
Yeah, it's too bad for their fans because I think they felt like this would be a good season, one that they could be excited about and maybe even look to the future for even better times. But this has been a real struggle to this point. That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Jones has got 14 points.
You know, he was smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Agreed. As long as he picks his spots, his outside shot will be hard to block, no matter who's on it.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
A good job here in the second. I mean, they're pounding it inside, getting it to the hoop, going strong to the rim. I mean, that's power basketball at its best.
Martell Webster, he's checked in for Washington. There's the pick. Beal gets a wide open look. Knocks down the 3 ball. Beal's got 5 points now this quarter.
Maybe that'll get him going here in the second quarter. He already knocked down 2 in the first.
Jones drives in.
Just absolute domination in this one for Jones. He's got 16 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
Well, they might want to think about setting a few more screens for him to try to give him another open look or 2.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
He's doing a much better job of getting to the line this quarter. Much more aggressive taking it to the basket. Well, they've really cranked up the intensity, tracking down those loose kicks. Stacking up second chance buckets in a big pile.
And those hustle points, Clark, I mean, that's just another reason why they've got the lead here.
That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut back down to 2 at those points from Serafin. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Jones drives in. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He shot 3 of 7 from the line in this one.
He's looked tight up there at the line early on, hasn't he?
He has. You know, when you miss a couple, sometimes you lose your confidence, you lose your stroke. I think that's what's happened to him right now.
With all the chances he's been getting, it's got to be frustrating that his struggles continue at the line.
Here's Beal. He's got 15. To the inside, here's Serafin. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
He has not been on his game, and you know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Clark, some serious agility coming out of the backcourt.
You know, that bucket might count for a little more than 2 points when he finishes with that kind of flourish.
Yeah, against a D that was already reeling a little bit. That was like a body blow.
And finished off by Beal.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
It was a great dunk and also a great game we've got here.
Jones drives in. Good. Jones has got the lead up to 5 now for Orlando.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Jones against Beal. Pierce inside the three-point line and misses it off the right side of the rim. 3-on-3. Here's Jones, and it's Orlando with another.
Well, it's easier to protect the lead if you can get nice high percentage shots rather than settle for long three-pointers that they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, shooting percentage a function of shot selection. I think they've got to keep the pressure on each possession. And I think that's easy to do when you're attacking the paint and not settling for threes.
Fires from 14, and again it's Orlando converting.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Wizards trail by 9. Now Beal. He's got 17. Pierce kicks to Humphries, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Boy, the big fella's showing us a little explosiveness for a change.
Well, maybe Clark is working on his dunk skills because he looked perfectly at home right there.
Now, sometimes he can clang those, so I'm glad to see him get that one down.
Moving it up. That's good from Paul Pierce on the assist from Beal. Beal's got 3 assists in the game. From midcourt. Can't get it to go. And the first half ends in a close one.
Certainly good numbers from you shooting the ball in the first half. What has been your approach on offense?
Same approach as always. Give me the ball. Let me do my thing. Sometimes guys on my team or coach try to overthink things. It's simple. Just get the ball to your natural score and make sure you don't trip on yourself when you're getting out the way.
Slow and steady wins the race, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. The work we've been doing on the offensive glass has been phenomenal. We're getting so many second chances, and it's really wearing them down. Our offense in the paint was a positive. Our entry passes were sharp, and you showed off some excellent post moves. Really nice footwork down there. The third quarter is going to start with us driving the lane, getting the ball to the basket as often as possible. That's our offensive mindset right now. If we go out there and show the killer instinct I know we have, this is not a team that can stay with us. Let's up that intensity.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
It's go time.
In for Tobias Harris. And Luke Ridnour subbed in for Victor Oladipo. And so in the game for the Magic, Fry and Vucevic are the power forward and center. Payton is out there with Luke Ridnour, and it's Harkless in at the 3 slot. Elbow shot is on the way. Here's Gortat. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Wizards.
How about the three-point shooting we're seeing so far, guys? Amazing.
Something else you like to see is how well they've shot their free throws tonight.
That free throw good.
Gortat never really felt at home in Phoenix, it seemed, but he got a lot of his bounce back to his step when he was traded to the Wizards, where he was really a great fit alongside that young backcourt.
And the Wizards making a change here. Wall's checked in, and a switcher also for Orlando. Jones is checked in, and the Wizards trading Emeka Okafor and a draft pick for Gortat. Clark seemed like a pretty good move at the time.
Yeah, you know, Okafor had that season-ending injury. The Wizards making a push for the playoffs, and they were able to re-sign Gortat this offseason.
It's Wall with the drive. Can't get it to go. And Orlando will come the other way. Their last encounter was in Orlando.
That was one of those games where everybody has fun because they blew them out. The bench played. Everybody got in on the act.
Feeds to Vucevic. Got a piece of it. Back to Jones. 6 to shoot. It's stolen by Webster. And they're moving it up. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, what a busy summer the Washington Wizards had. They brought in a lot of veterans, DeJuan Blair, Chris Humphries, and Paul Pierce. They're hoping that influx of experience will enable them to take the next step in the wide-open Eastern Conference. They've added some real depth in their front court, Kevin.
DC fans have to be excited. Thank you, Doris. And the first one drops. Going back to what Steve said, Clark, how about the massive contribution they got from their bench in that win?
Kevin, it was very impressive. There's no denying that. I mean, you wouldn't have known who were the starters and who were the reserves based on the production.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Serafin comes in for Gortat. And Chris Humphries subbed in for Nene. And so Wall nails both of them.
John Wall